about something, talked about something a little different for some and familiar for others. And we want to kind of revisit that again and continue on that path. But and we had some great and interesting questions. I like the fact that we're getting more questions coming from from the call. It's just reassuring to me because I know the questions are there, and it's good to see everybody start answering the questions. And I, I want to say it, you know, Brother Chris had some interesting questions, and if you were on the call, you heard some of the questions that he had. But one of the questions I wanted to go back to um, was that Chris was asking about, whether or not we did other things besides trading, and was it like the only source of income? And, y'all, y'all know if you've been part of this group for any time, you know how passionate I am when it comes to trading. But you may be aware how long I've been doing this, but some people may think that that's the only thing I've done for 30 years because I've been doing it so long. But I had many business ventures. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. I've been about that since I was a kid. So I've had many ventures through my life. Haven't really had but a couple jobs. So that's basically, who I am. But go back to that. Just wanted to just point out something. So I've owned many businesses. Not sure if you all, know that, but we talk about how special and why we feel this is the greatest business on the planet. But one of the things I want to talk about for a second was the fact that, you know, I've had many businesses. One of the business you know, was just thinking about before the call was I had a I had a credit repair business, and I also had a computer analysis business, and I was doing real well with that. But one of the services that I offered in that computer analysis business was helping people to qualify for franchises, and in the process of doing that, I I had a lot of overhead. I spent a lot of money just trying to make money in that business. And one of the things that comes to mind is the money I spent marketing, the money I spent on commercials. So I had actual commercials for my company. And what I spent just on advertising with that commercial alone really turned me off from traditional business, because it was, and I want to say this, I spent so much money on advertising, and I started with just advertising at night because it was the cheapest rates that I could get, and thought I would eventually move into the daytime advertising, but never did. But the money that I was spending, it was absurd. When I think about this business that we're sharing with you all and how to get into this business, we talk about the fact that you can get into trading futures and start trading with no money. And we always point out, name another business that you can do that, where you can practice. I couldn't practice this business. I had to actually do it. I had to open the business, spend all this type of money, and then I actually at some point focused more on the credit repair side and was doing very well with that. And I actually sold that business to a gentleman who would date my cousin. Uh, he bought that credit repair company from me, and then my uncle wanted to go into, owning a franchise. So I became a partner with my uncle, and we bought a franchise. But I'm saying all this to say the money that I spent trying to make money was something that turned me off from traditional business, even though I kept trying to do other things on top of trading. But I always kept saying in the back of my mind, I don't have to go through all this when I'm trading. I don't have to do all this. I don't have to spend all this money to do this. So even though I always wanted to have multiple incomes, it was always going back to the fact that I didn't have to go through all the stuff I was going through to get started and make money when it came to trading. So if you want to know why I'm so passionate about this, it's because this is a business that anybody can do, no matter what your background, what walk of life, it doesn't matter. And your financial situation really doesn't matter, because we don't need money to start trading, to learn how to trade. And that's why we talk about this being the greatest business in the world, on this planet. And I just wanted to mention that since, Brother Chris was asking. I've done a whole lot of businesses, but at the same time, none of them had the opportunity and the flexibility that trading did. When it comes to what we do right here, can't find nothing else to compare to it. So, especially when you go back to, I told y'all, I started in this thing with $1,000. So, of course, nobody can tell me nothing when it comes to this.
Does everybody agree with Miss Thora? Chris says true. Okay, so we have two trues. Kezron says yeah. Okay, good. Options work similar to the way that an insurance policy works. True or false?
True.
Okay, very good. We have two trues, Chris and Miss Thora. Options build and lose premium. True or false?
True.
Question and answer.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Johnny B. and Barbara, Dr. Mel. Yeah, let's open up for Q&A and get some comments as well as some questions, and make sure we clear about the night's lesson. And just know this is something different from what you've been hearing on the other previous lessons. So these options on futures is another way that we can take advantage of trading in the market. And it's something that we like to take advantage of.